Let's see how we can create a makeup session in MAP, especially if you want to add students with incomplete tests in different subjects to the same test session. After clicking on Manage Test Sessions, click on Find Students to Test. Select Test History Search. Just select your class. Choose the subject. Choose Not Tested Yet and Suspended Test and click Search. These students have incomplete tests in reading, either because they were absent and never started, or they started but never completed. Click Add Students, and now they are added to the session. Select them again, click Assign Test, and select the reading test, and click Assign. Now the reading test is assigned to these students. Now let's add students who did not complete their language test, for example. I will select language, click search, add the students. Now if we sort students by test name, I can see that these students were assigned the reading, and now these students need to be assigned the language. Before I start selecting these students, let's make sure that we deselect these students at the top. And now I will start selecting only these students. Click Assign Test, and this time select Language. As you can see, I have some students with the reading test assigned, and here I have the language assigned to these students. I can keep going and assign different subjects to different students in the same test session. When you are ready, and before students log in, make sure you assign the text-to-speech accommodation. For example, let's assign text-to-speech accommodation to those students who have language test. While they are selected, click Assign Accommodations. Scroll down to text-to-speech. And select these 4 boxes. Click Assign. Now they have the text-to-speech accommodation assigned. You can save the session to test it later, or you can test now. As you can see, you have only the students who have incomplete tests in reading and language added to this session, with the correct test name added to that student. They can all log in using the same session name and password. You will notice that if a student has incomplete tests in more than one session, in more than one test subject, they will not be added more than once to this session. For example, if this student has the reading incomplete and also did not complete the language, you will not find the student name repeated again in the session. So each student will be added only once. In this case, this is what you're going to do. When the student finishes the reading test and his status changes to completed, you will select the student, go to Select Action, and click Test again. Then you select the student again, and you click on Assign Test, and you select the next test he needs to complete. Click Assign, and now the student is ready to complete the language test. Using the same session name and password, the student will log in to do the language. The same thing happens if you want to assign a third test. When the student is completed, select the student, test again, select the student again, and assign the next test.